This is what you could end up looking like if you eat some of the raw, frozen shrimp being sent to the United States by other countries.
We welcome you to Munchkin Land.
This is Donald Trump's worst nightmare. He's getting absolutely eviscerated by California Governor Gavin Newsom in public. Newsom is mocking Donald Trump. Newsom is humiliating Donald Trump. Newsom is punching back, and Donald Trump can't handle it. Donald Trump thought it would be wise to post memes like this of California Governor Gavin Newsom wearing a Trump 2028 hat or whatever the hell this is supposed to be, with an AI image of Donald Trump on a punching bag, to which California Governor Gavin Newsom immediately posts this image of Donald Trump, the grotesque form, accentuated slightly by AI, of what Donald Trump actually looks like. It should be noted that Donald Trump also bizarrely posted this photo of Rosie O'Donnell last night and this photo of Senator Schiff, because Donald Trump is a weird human being. California Governor Gavin Newsom then calls Donald Trump a bumbling idiot. You just got to be direct. Trump is a bumbling idiot. Newsom says, unfortunately, the president of the United States is a bumbling idiot. There was plenty of water in Southern California. In fact, reservoirs were at historic highs. And this is in response to Donald Trump saying that back when the wildfires hit Southern Los Angeles, which is where I'm from, and I had to be evacuated as a result of those fires, Trump says, Newsom didn't allow the water to come from the Pacific Northwest. I demanded that to be open. If that were open, you wouldn't have had the fire because all the sprinklers would have worked in the houses. The hell are you talking about? The sprinklers would have put out the wildfires fueled by 110 to 150 mile per hour winds. What are you talking about? The reservoirs were full. The border between California and the state to its north is not Canada. There's no faucet that you turn on, Donald. And what you did is, after the fires were 100% contained, you let out 2 billion gallons of water in Northern California from reservoirs there onto farmland, thus harming the farmland, reducing the water supply, and it wasn't even connected anywhere near Southern California in Los Angeles. Then Governor Newsom posts the following: Stephen Miller let Dozy Don walk through the sprinklers after nap time, so now he thinks that he's an expert on water policy. Also, during Donald Trump's bizarre press conference yesterday with Poland's new president, Donald Trump thought it wise to mention Gavin Newsom's hand. Donald Trump's like, what's up with Newsom's hand? He does these weird hand things. Really, Mr. Accordion Hands, whose hand is literally rotting? Watch what California Governor Gavin Newsom posted with a hand wave. Here, play this clip.
Gavin, he's got some strange hand action going. I don't know what the hell is his problem there.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy.
Love it. That's how you have to deal with Donald Trump right there. Then Donald Trump said that maybe I'm going to put more National Guard troops back in Los Angeles, to which Newsom, boom, immediately posted. Why? So you can have them sleep on the floor again? We're good, Donald. And of course, this follows California Governor Gavin Newsom defeating Donald Trump in a federal court trial in the Northern District of California, where a federal judge found that Donald Trump violated the Posse Comitatus Act by using the military as a personal police force. Governor Newsom then posts this montage of videos of someone he calls Just Dance Vance. That's his nickname for JD Vance, and says, Just Dance Vance grew a beard and lost his spine, but at least he kept his eyeliner. Remember when Vance was saying this? Here, play this clip.
I'm a never Trump guy. I never liked him. It makes you think that at a fundamental level, this is sort of a he said, she said, right? And at the end of the day, do you believe Donald Trump, who always tells the truth? Just kidding. Or do you believe that woman on that tape?
I cannot stand Trump because I think he's a fraud. Well, I think he's a total fraud that is exploiting these people, who is a total fraud.
Like you said, I agree with you on Trump, because I don't think that he's the person. I don't think he actually cares about folks.
Definitely, there is definitely an element of Donald Trump support that has its basis in racism or xenophobia. I think there's a chance, if I feel like Trump has a really good chance of winning, that I might have to hold my nose and vote for Hillary Clinton. I think that I'm going to vote third party because I can't stomach Trump. I think that he's noxious and is leading the white working class to a very dark place.
Then Governor Newsom posts the following message. Do people with dementia repeat the same falsehoods and crazy conspiracies over and over again? To which AI responded, yes, people with dementia often repeat the same statements, questions, and sometimes false mistaken beliefs, primarily because of memory loss and impaired reasoning. And then Governor Newsom shows the clip that ASIN from the MeidasTouch network posted yesterday of Donald Trump talking about sprinkler systems. Here, play this clip.
But more importantly, he didn't allow the water to come from the Pacific Northwest. You know, they have tremendous amounts of water in California. People don't know. They send the water out to the Pacific Ocean. So I demanded it be open. If that were open during the fire, before the fire, you wouldn't have had the fire because all the sprinklers would have worked in the houses. They had no water. They had no water in the fire hydrants. You wouldn't have had the fires. It would have been put out after one house, two houses. But he stopped the water from coming in. And I had to send in the military to have that water opened after the fires. And now they have water, but he should have more because they've restricted, they still restricted. There's something wrong with these people. There's something really wrong.
Are you looking for something simple and delicious to add to your wellness routine? I used to rely on regular honey for my breakfast tea and even salad dressings. But then I found Manacora, and let me tell you, it puts all other honey to shame. Manacora honey is rich, creamy, and the most delicious honey I've ever had. The best part? It's ethically produced by master beekeepers in the remote forests of New Zealand. These bees collect nectar from the Manuka tea tree, which is packed with bioactives, giving Manacora 3 times more antioxidants and prebiotics than your average honey. Each morning, I start my day with a heaped teaspoon of Manacora, letting the creamy texture melt in my mouth and coat my throat. And it's not just a treat, it's packed with powerful nutrients to support my immunity and gut health. And here's something that sets Manacora apart. It contains a special antibacterial compound called MGO, which comes from the Manuka tea tree. Manacora tests every harvest for MGO, and you can see the results yourself through their QR system. It's a honey with superpowers. Whether you're adding it to your food or enjoying it straight off the spoon, it's a game changer. Now it's easier than ever to try Manacora honey. Just head to manacora.com/Meidas, that's MEIDAS, to get $25 off the starter kit, which includes an MGO 850 plus Manuka honey jar, 5 honey travel sticks, a wooden spoon, and a guidebook. That's manacora.com/Meidas for $25 off your starter kit. Start your mornings with Manacora. You'll never go back to ordinary honey.
And again, Governor Newsom posts this article from The Guardian. Water from the Pacific Northwest doesn't even connect with the state water system, nor does the water he wasted travel to the LA area. Governor Newsom then posts the following in all caps. I'm hereby putting the fake news on notice. Fox News edits the tapes, Breitbart loons, Daily Caller conspiracy peddlers, Tommy Lahren Outkick toilet reviews, time to flush, News Nation not even available across the nation, Newsmax new HBO name, and New York Post horrible photos, reporters always wrong, are all sick. They are not my enemy. They are the enemy of you, the American people. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And posts like this are absolutely driving these right-wing rags crazy. For example, this is how Breitbart tried to insult California Governor Gavin Newsom. Pro-science, Gavin Newsom launches his own CDC with Oregon and Washington, to which Newsom responds, yeah, this is not the insult that Breitbart thinks it is, because actually what Newsom announced was an alliance that will help safeguard scientific expertise by ensuring that public health policies in California, Oregon, and Washington are informed by trusted scientists, clinicians, and other public health leaders. Through this partnerships, the 3 states will start coordinating health guidelines by aligning immunization recommendations informed by respected national medical organizations. This will allow residents to receive consistent, science-based recommendations they can rely on regardless of shifting federal actions. Polio, smallpox, and measles, and so many other diseases, Gavin Newsom writes, were eradicated thanks to advancements of modern medicine, saving so many lives. Republicans are trying to bring them back. The pro-life party is putting lives at risk. And Governor Newsom cites this article of how Florida's Surgeon General are working to eliminate all child vaccine mandates in the state. So welcome back measles, welcome back rubella, welcome back mumps, welcome back all of these diseases that we wiped away because you've got a bunch of quacks and wackos like this Surgeon General and Ron DeSantis claiming that vaccines for children are filled with the drips of disdain of slavery. What the hell are these psychotic individuals talking about? These are quite literally crazy, dangerously crazy individuals. Watch that.
Every last one of them is wrong and drips with disdain and slavery. Okay? Who am I as a government or anyone else, or who am I as a man standing here now to tell you what you should put in your body?
And it's not just in Florida. We've got the quacks at the CDC, RFK Jr., who goes, I could recognize the mitochondrial diseases on children when I look at them. I don't know, maybe it's your freaking brainworms, RFK. As Governor Newsom says, don't trust this nut to make your medical decisions. We do not trust him. That's why California, Oregon, and Washington are forming the West Coast Health Alliance based on evidence-based scientific recommendations. And then you have not just RFK Jr., but Dr. Oz. Dr. freaking Oz is leading Medicare and Medicaid and spewing lies about vaccines and medicine. And here he says on state regime media that, oh, we definitely don't want to have these vaccine mandates for children. We want to kill them. We want to kill the children and kill their family and kill their grandparents. These are sicko human beings. We have to call them out. Don't normalize this. Dr. Oz, what Dr. Phil is doing ICE raids. Freaking Dr. Phil is out there with Gestapo ICE agents in military outfits filming himself as Donald Trump sends Americans and migrants alike into concentration camps. What a filthy, despicable, vile regime this is. Listen to what Dr. Oz has to say. Play this clip.
There's a lot of discussion about the childhood vaccine schedule. And today there was an announcement in Florida that they will move to end all childhood vaccine mandates in the state. That came from Governor DeSantis this afternoon, and it's in conjunction with the state Surgeon General, Joseph Ladapo. What is your reaction to that? And do you agree with that? Would you recommend the same thing to your patients?
I would definitely not have mandates for vaccinations. This is a decision that a physician and a patient should be making together. The parents love their kids more than anybody else. I could love that kid, so why not let the parents play an active role in this? There are some states now where you're seeing an increase in homeschooling because parents are running from the healthcare system. They can't get healthcare because doctors are unwilling to take the risk of taking care of children who don't want vaccinations because it might impact the way their practices are run.
It's why we launched on the MeidasTouch network and a program called Meidas Health with Dr. Gupta, where we bring on the top experts like Dr. Daskalakis, who is one of the former top medical professionals at the CDC. Here's what Dr. Daskalakis says. Here, play this clip.
Let me give you one more very scary thing, which people don't know, but hopefully I can express it in as clear a way as possible. There is a program called Vaccines for Children. It is the program that is the safety net program that gets vaccines to kids who are uninsured or uninsurable, who can't afford it, or who are on Medicaid. Over 50% of kids in the United States get their vaccines through the Vaccines for Children program. If the ACIP says this vaccine should not be given to 6-month-old to 12-year-olds, the VFC won't buy it.
I see.
And that means that those kids will not get vaccine.
Then you have MAGA Mike Johnson wanting to attack California Governor Gavin Newsom, saying that Gavin Newsom is anti-Christian and has anti-Christian rhetoric, saying that Newsom mocked the victims of the shooting in Minnesota because California Governor Gavin Newsom said that thoughts and prayers are not enough since the children were already praying when they were being shot, that we need to do more, like when the MAGA Republicans defund mental health research and mental health work by hundreds of millions or billions of dollars, or when they don't allow common sense gun control, which 85% of Americans support. So you're calling them anti-Christian? The most anti-Christian person are these fake Christians like MAGA Mike Johnsons and others who hold up the Holy Bible and use it to commit the greatest and gravest sins. And by the way, I don't care if you're religion or not religion. These are evil human beings. These are evil human beings. And we need to call them out. Gavin Newsom cites Matthew and says, "And when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray, standing in the synagogues and on the street corners to be seen by others. Truly, I tell you, they have their reward in full." Here's what Mike Johnson said. Pathetic human being he is. Here, play this clip.
I just got a comment on Governor Newsom and his anti-Christian rhetoric, anti-religious rhetoric. Just one personal point here. Last week, he called me out personally a couple times, and he shamelessly mocked the victims of Annunciation Catholic School for praying after the shooting. Went online and did it in writing. I just found it reprehensible. It's really sick. In response to a video of Caroline Leavitt discussing the power of prayer amid great tragedy, the governor posted, quote, "These children were literally praying as they got shot at." Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Except that you were starving for attention. It's detestable. 2 children were murdered. More than a dozen were hospitalized, and Gavin Newsom's response was to sneer and condemn those who seek out our Creator at our darkest moments. I just thought it was evil. In fact, it's indicative of such a profound moral decay that really the only hope for Gavin is prayer.
Governor Newsom also points out that Donald Trump lost in federal court again. Donald Trump loses again. The court agrees. His militarization of our streets and use of the military against our citizens is patently illegal. Judge says that Trump's use of military as police officers violates federal law. Then Governor Newsom lists the stats. Since Donald Trump took office, the consumer price index has risen by 2.7%. Prices for takeout and restaurants have surged by 3.9%. Pre-owned car prices have increased 4.8%. Electric bills have gone up by 10%. Companies from Sony to Pepsi have announced price increases. And then Governor Newsom posts this photo of himself, AI, but muscles bulging. World's best governor. Wow, thank you. It's all for you, the people of the great state of California. Then Governor Newsom posts this from Dune. Live look, the brainworm is panicking inside RFK Jr.'s head after California, Oregon, and Washington launched the West Coast Health Alliance that actually will be following science right there. Love to see it right there. We'll keep you posted every step of the way. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million subscribers. Thanks for watching. New Meidas merch. Head to store.meidastouch.com today and get yourself the best pro-democracy gear and show your support. That's store.meidastouch.com.